Hi, I'm Wally Armstrong. Hope you had a great time at the Palmer Cup at Rich Harvest Farms. I've got a couple helpers with me, Jack and Jenna, that are going to help me in this instruction today. Thank you for being a part of the clinic. We hope that you had a great time out there, that you learned some great things from the players in the tournament. So on behalf of Rich Harvest Farms, it gives me great pleasure to give you this great teaching aid kit. And you can see that in your kit, we've got 3 training aids, and they're going to teach you how to get all the feelings for the shots that you need to become a great player of the game. So please watch this video along with a guardian or a teacher or a parent so that you get the use of the training aids just right. You're really going to enjoy learning the game of golf this way because it's a game of a lifetime, and you're going to make many great new friends. Right, Jack? Right, Jenna?
Yeah.
All right, so let's get going. Golf is a game of circles. A circle. I swing my full swing all the way around and all the way through. This is the full swing circle. Okay? And then when I do a pitch shot, I have a half a circle or an arc. Here and around. And then when I have a chip, I have about 1/4 of a circle. That's a chip shot. And then when I have a putt, I'm right up here close and I do a little circle, a little arc at the very bottom. So it's really important for you to understand that every shot you have in golf is dealing with a circle or a part of a circle. And in golf, like other sports, you have to have a good setup position. You have to get ready. Now in baseball, when they're waiting for the pitch, they get their ready position. They're ready to spring forward and strike the ball. Same thing in a pitcher when he's getting ready to wind up. He's ready, see? And then he pitches the ball. Or in football, the linebackers are all in this ready position. So in golf, we have to have a good ready position. And the 2 things you need to think about is you need to stand up nice and straight, and you have to stick your tail feathers out. I want you to feel like you're a rooster, see? And then you have to let your arms hang really loose like a gorilla. So you're kind of a combo, rooster and gorilla. And this is the stance that you want to have in order to be a really good circle maker. Now, all the instruction that I'm going through, we're going to be able to use our first touch club and also our regular real clubs. And when you go through this instruction, I'm going to show you how to use the training tools to develop those feelings to become a great circle maker. So let's get into the next point. Everybody, whether you're a big person like me or a little person or somebody in between, you want to help your game to get better. And the training tools that you're going to work with are really going to help you to feel the power in each part of your swing. The power ball is one that gives you the circular power of the swing. And we're going to show you how to use this to develop a nice circular swing as you go back and you go through and sending the ball out to the hole. And then we apply the power hanger to that circle. I'm going to show you how to do this. We simply apply it to that. And then as I apply the power with this, you can see by just simply using this and setting my wrist, using the power hanger, I get a lot more speed and power. For the pitch, we're talking about a nice high soft shot around the greens. And the great thing about the training tools is they work on top of the first touch clubs as well as regular clubs. So we put it on top here. And with this, I'm going to show you how to use it, but we just swing it back. We load the power and we hold that through and the ball goes nice and high. So we set it here and hold it through. The ball goes nice and high and will land really soft on the green. So that's how we use the power hanger for the pitch shot. For the chip shot, we want a low running shot. So we simply put the power hanger on top of the grip. We play the right position, which I'm going to show you the rest of the video here, and we play it back, and then as I just simply swing back and through, you can see the ball goes up and rolls right up and actually should have gone into the hole. So that's how we use it for the chip shot. For putts, we get the power with the upper arms. We swing like a pendulum, and that's why this is really going to help you learn how to putt great, right, Jenna? So we're going to put this over your arms like that. Spread your arms out, clap your hands, and what we do with this is we bend down like we're going to putt and just stroke with your upper arm. See how she gets that pendulum? And now I put that blade in there and move up to the ball. And you're just going to do this nice little pendulum stroke back and through, right up towards the hole, almost in. But you can see how this really helps and is going to help you to develop that pendulum putting stroke that's really needed for good putting. And for putting, you have your one putt. And we simply put it into the hole. And what it does is it shrinks the hole from 4 inches to 2 and helps you to focus for straight putts right where you want that ball to go. So you set up to the ball, you aim your blade right at the center of that cup, stroke back and through, and roll it right into the cup. And then for breaking putts, we simply turn it and crank it around to go left and right putts or right and left. So you can see on this putt here, I've got a lot of break going around down to the right. So I have to aim up to the left, and I've turned my one putt around so I can see where that ball should enter. I'm going to aim right up there above it, stroke nice and easy, let it come down, and almost into the hole. So you can see now that you can use your one putt for straight putts and breaking putts. For the full swing, we're talking about big power. And the golf club is made to swing in a circle, just like Jack is going to swing that club around in a circle with the streamer. All right, let's just make a nice circle there. Okay, bring it down in front. All right, now back and forth, crack that circle. You can see he swings that thing in a circle. It's tremendous power. Now go ahead, crack it. All right, Jack. That's perfect. And see, in essence, your arms work around your body like a helicopter. Now let's just imagine this is a little helicopter here, and these are the blades. And I'm going to take a club head. Well, let's just say I put a club head on the end of one of the blades. And then we started this helicopter up. Okay? And that blade's out there, and we started that up, and it started going around and around, and then we tilted that blade down, lower and lower and lower, and then all of a sudden that blade ran into a ball. It would go a mile. And that's what you want to feel when you make your swing. When you go back and through, you're going to swing in a circle, and then you're going to crack that circle, and your arms in the golf club are going to swing right around just like helicopter blades, swinging around that rotor in that helicopter. And that's the feeling that you want to have. Now also, inside of the circle is the power source, and that's what you see in all other sports, especially with baseball players. When they get ready to crack that ball, they never hold their wrists like this. They always have them set. They have them loaded so they can unleash all of that power as they come through and hit a home run. Now in golf, we have our wrists. Our wrists load up as we go back, and we make a power L with the golf club, just like in baseball. So that's why, as you swing back, you make a nice L position here, you load up those wrists, and then you can fire and crack your circle right through the golf ball. That's how you get the power. And so we're going to show you now how to use the training tools to develop that circular, powerful full swing motion. Swinging the Powerball really helps you to feel the circular motion of the swing. And you can see Jenna's making a nice circle with the ball, and it's touching her just above both arms on both sides. Now, if I put this hula hoop over, you can see that she's swinging right around in a circle with her hands, and the ball will follow. And that's the circular feeling that we want. Now, the way you adjust the ball, thank you, Jenna, is we simply take the ball, and you want to adjust the length so that it hits your child just about here and about here on both sides. The club little grip here is designed so that if you twist it off, there's two holes. They're off center, and as you can pull it out or you can push it in. If you want to push it in, you need to twist it a little bit and push it, twist it and push it, and you can make it shorter or you can make it longer. The one thing you want to do is you want to adjust it so that it touches you just above the shoulder on both sides. Then when you screw the cap on, it will secure it. The one thing about swinging the Powerball is you don't want to swing this full force. And you can see that Jenna was swinging at a nice tempo and a nice even tempo. She wasn't swinging too hard. So this ball is not designed to swing really, really hard. Now I'm going to give it back to her, and we're going to go through the steps. If you work with it, you always want to start swinging up level like a baseball player in a circle like the helicopter as she goes back and through. And then she's gradually going to work down into a golf swing. So I'm going to talk her through it. So you want to start up here. And you want to turn your shoulders and your hips back. That's it, all the way around. That's it. And feel that nice circular swing. And now you want to bend down lower and lower into a golf swing. Excellent. Back and through. Develop a nice tempo. But if you always start up high and work down low, you'll continue to get that circular pattern, and you won't have any lifting and chopping, which is the most common characteristic. You want to work the kids down into that position, where they're sitting down, like we were talking about as a rooster. Stick your tail feathers out, let the arms hang down, let them swing around in a nice circle. Keep it going, feel the swing. And when you go out on the practice tee, you want to do 5 swings with the ball, and then you want to do 5 swings with the golf club. Okay, now what we're going to do is change and pick up the club. And I want you to do the same thing with the club. Start out there, now swing it around and through, up high. Now work down lower, come up on your toe. When you come through, you're nice. And so now what we're doing is we're transferring that feeling of the circular power that comes with the Powerball into the golf swing. So actually when you're out on the golf course, you almost want to feel like you're swinging the Powerball. The club is the Powerball when you make your swing. And that's how you really develop that powerful circular swing. Take your time with the ball. Also, don't swing it too hard. Don't let go of it, and don't hit anybody with this ball. It's made to practice your golf swing. That's how you use the Powerball. Great job. The power hanger. Here's how we add power to the circle. Now in a good circle, we showed about earlier, we make our circle back and through, and then we back it through as we go back. And in a good golf swing, as we go back, the wrists have to load just like in baseball. How do you get that feeling? Well, we simply use our power hanger to put on top of the grip, and then as we go back, we form an L here with the shaft in our arm. The hook goes right to our arm. As we come through, we crack it through, and then we make an L over on this side. So it's like this. And you can see that I set my L here, cracked it through, cracked that circle through, and made an L on the forward side. Now, how does that work with the regular club? Okay, Jack, come on up here. And let's take our grip. And the great thing about the First Touch clubs is they have colors on the grips. They're 5-sided. And you put your left thumb on the yellow, right on the red. Okay, set up for a golf shot now. Now, if I simply make an L, lay it on the shoulder, watch the ball down there now, and turn back, you can see that he's got a nice L up here with his arm and the forearm and the club. And that's what you want to have, is this nice L here. Then as he comes through, he releases the club, it comes through, and then he forms a nice L over on this side, and that's the power L on the forward side. How do we develop that? We develop that by using our power hanger. I'm going to show you how to apply that to the club. With the hook on the hanger, you really want to be sure that this hook gets set to the arm as you go back on both sides. So how do we develop that? Well, you simply take your child and you have them take their left arm out and cup your fingers there, and you want to put it right on the forearm, and wherever the top of that hand is up here, that's where you want the top of the grip to be when you put your hand on there. To get a little closer picture, I'm going to show you this. So you can see now that we have the hook on the forearm, which is where it needs to be at the top of the swing. And what I'm going to do is, I suggest what you do is you just take a magic marker and mark it like this. Or you may want to take a name label and do something like this. Whatever you want to do, you want to mark where the top of that hand is. Then when the club goes on, okay, let go of that. So we're going to put it on. That's where the top of the grip is going to be. Now put your hand on there. Yeah, and there, your left hand's going to be right at the top of that, and that's where it's going to be, right there. And then you put your right hand on. Okay, so when you make your wrist set now, see that hook will come right to your arm. You see that? So you want to have that there, so when they go back to this position, the wrists are going to set, the hook is going to come right to the forearm here, and then as they come through, the club will come down through the hitting area, and then the wrist will reset over here, and you want to have it, and take your right hand off, you want to have it right there on the forward side. Perfect. Okay, now put your right hand on there. Now swing back to the top, make a set, good. Now swing through, make a reset over there. Perfect. Now do it back and forth now, and put your feet together. Put your feet right together now. There you go. And this is the best way to start with kids. Go ahead. Just back, through, back. Perfect. You want to reset the hook as you come through. Back, set it, through, set it. And when you do that, that's where you're going to get the real power in the golf swing, being able to set the club here, snap it through, and reset it on the forward side. This is how you use your power hanger. Take the time with it. Start with little swings, belt line to belt line, then go up to your full swing. I suggest that you start with your feet together, because then you'll be able to feel that circle and you won't get moving all over the place when you swing. But this is the way you work with it. You practice it, then you take your hanger, put it on top of the club or on top of the first touch club, and that gives you a feeling of that powerful L position on the backswing and that L position on the forward swing. Now the reason it's so important to have that mark there is so that the hand is placed, the top hand is at the top of the grip right there. And then here's why when you set it onto a regular club, you have to have the leading edge of the hook lined up with the leading edge of a club. I use this little club here to show you how that lines up, just like that. So if I turn it this way, you can see down how the face of the club is lined up with the face of the hook here. Then when I put my left hand on, this goes right against the arm, and my right hand goes, we call this putting the hot dog into the bun, like that, see? Now my hands are balanced to the face of the club, and you can see here that if I take my left hand off, my right hand is actually the face of the club, and my left hand is actually the face of the club. So that's why it's important that you take your time each time and line up this hook with the leading edge of the club. Then as you go back and you make that set, your hands will be in line with the face of the club as you go back and through, resetting the club back and through on both sides. And you can practice with one hand, with the left hand, or you can take the right and practice with the right. The whole thing is you want to feel the rotation of a circle, and you want to feel those wrists going up and down as you go around, making that L position and that L position on the forward swing to give you a nice powerful circular swing. That's how you use the hanger. Now here's how you combine the power hanger and the power ball. We put it on top, set our grip, Start up high, swinging it around, bring it down, get your tempo and your timing, then accelerate the setting and resetting. And that gives you the power to really get that circle going in a powerful circular manner. Then take it to the golf course. Here's how we use the power hanger for the pitch shot. The pitch shot is a high shot, more air time than ground time. You know, the chip shot was ground time, a runner. Now we're talking more of a flyer. So we have a more lofted club, like a pitching wedge or a sand wedge. We want to put the ball more in the middle of the stance. And when I swing back on my circle, I'm going to go about halfway back and make an L. And then I'm going to hold that Y as I come through. And that's going to produce that nice high, soft shot. So I set up with the ball in the middle. I go back halfway, make the L, drop it. And you can see how the ball just popped right up in the air, up onto the green. The same thing happens with a first touch club. We get our hands on there, ball's in the middle. Go back halfway, make an L. Then I just drop it. And I hold this Y, so that gets that ball up nice and high and soft onto the green. Now, we're talking about a chip shot, which was more like a fourth of a circle. But now we're talking about a shot that adds an L in, a little bit more power. So we're talking about the pitch shot now is more like this. We're going to go back halfway and make an L. We're getting a little more power, but the power is going to come from this power lever here, this L. As it drops down, it releases the power into the ball, and the ball is sent up in the air. So we're doing this. L, hold it, and the ball goes right up in the air. So what we simply do is we're going to apply the hanger onto the club just like we did for the full shot. We put it on top of the grip. We line it up with the leading edge of the club. We find our spot on the grip to where when we set it, the hook is going to come to the middle of our arm. And then we simply go back halfway and make our L. And then as we come through, we keep it on the arm and we hold that Y all the way through. The ball pops right up in the air. We have a nice soft shot for a pitch shot. So when you practice, take your time with this. Be sure you always get it up there. Get that hand on there. What we're going to do is go back halfway, make an L, and then hold it coming through. Keep this on the arm, and the ball should go right up in the air. Nice high shot up to the green. You can see how I kept that Y going through. The ball was lofted up, right up in the air. Take your time with this. Be sure you get the club adjusted to the hook. Line it up. Work with it. Feel the pendulum motion. It's just like a big grandfather clock or like an elephant swinging a trunk. Let the club do the work. But your power L and your power hanger will supply the power to get that ball right up in the air. You're going to hit some great pitch shots. Here's how we use our power hanger for a chip shot. Now, a chip shot is a shot that has a lot of ground time but very little air time. So there's a specific way that you want to use this and you want to set up for the chip. A chip basically has the ball way back by your back foot and the hands stay way ahead so that the face stays nice and low down. The angle is not going to be scooping the ball, but it's going to be more of a shot that goes on the ground and then rolls up to the target. Wow, hit the bullseye. So that's the shot that we want. Now, how do you set it up? Jenna, come on in here now. And then again, here's what we do. We always put the power hanger on the grip, and we mark it there, so that's where the top of the grip is. Now put your left hand on and your right. Good. And that's perfect. Now, see, in a full swing shot, we want a lot of power, we want that wrist set. But now in a chip, we're not looking for power, but accuracy. So we're gonna hold that on that. And then when you set up to the ball, I want you to put your feet together. And yeah, that's it. So this toe goes right to the ball. Now I want you to take, yeah, that's it. Now I want you to take a step with just this foot this way. Okay. Now what did that do? It made a long Y, didn't it, with your arms. So if I can illustrate that, if we have this now, and we make a long Y, you can see, do you see that? So the idea now is we want to keep that long Y intact. We don't want to break it when we make this shot. In essence, it's almost like pulling a wagon. The shot should be like this, you know. You're going to pull a wagon. What happens if you try to push a wagon and jackknife? You can't do it. Or if this was a train and this was the engine, see, the train, you know, the engine pulls the caboose, which is the club head. So this is the kind of feeling that we want to have with the chip shots. So let's take a quick review. She's got her left hand where the mark is just at the top of the grip. The right hand goes on. This is against the arm. Feet together, step to the left, form your long Y, and then with this, it's just keeping that Y together, going back and through, and not breaking it down, but making a nice little stroke. There we go. And rolling it right up. Oh! The bullseye too. Awesome, really good. This is how you use the hanger for chipping. Pretty good. Here's how we use the power hanger for putting. Of course, I have an adult one that fits with me with putting, and we have the kids one. But first, let's do a quick review. We started out by talking about how the golf swing is a circle, and for your full swing, we're talking about full circle all the way back and all the way through and around. Then we talked about the pitch shot, which is a half of a circle, and that's where we're swinging halfway back and making our L and all the way around and holding the Y as we come through. That's your half a swing, which is the pitch. Then we talked about the chip, which is a smaller one. That's where the hands go back about here and through. That's where we keep that long Y as we come through. And now we're finally going into the putt, which is a small part. It's more of a baby arc when we go with our putter. Now we're going into a small arc. Not much at all, maybe a little open and closed at the bottom, but pretty much a straight pendulum motion. Now, how do we get that motion? We want to have our arms do the work. We don't want to have a flipping motion with the wrist. We want to keep this triangle intact. So how do we get that feeling? And how do we get the feeling of letting the upper arms make the motion with the putting? Well, that's where the hanger comes in handy, because what we do here is you want to look and you'll see that there's an arrow at the top of the hook. You always want to put that arrow towards your target. And then you simply slip your arms in and spread them out. Put your hands together. And what that does is that sets your elbows perfectly parallel to your shoulders, lines up everything. And then you want to practice just swinging the top of your arms, holding your body really still, and making a nice pendulum motion. We don't want any movement with the head or the body, but all the motion is up in here. It's a rocking motion, like Rockabye Baby right here. And we rock it back and we rock it forward. And a good thing about the arrow is you can set up on a club on the ground like this, and if you'll set up and simply look through your eyes, maybe close one eye, and put the arrow right on the shaft, and practice swinging it back and forth over the shaft, and that will show you that you're making a nice pendulum motion with your shoulders and not with your hands. You'll see it spinning all around if you don't have that feeling. So after you practice this for a while, then what I suggest you do is practice with a club on the ground and put it just at the left edge of the hole. And then after you practice with your hanger, Then just simply feel that motion, feel that triangle, set up, and then you want to rock your shoulders back and through, and of course feel the distance here. So you can see I've got that triangle formed, and now I'm just going to rock my shoulders back and through, getting that ball right to the hole. Work with your hanger, develop a feeling, take your time, over your elbows, tilt your spine, sit down, and then just work the upper arms back and through, feeling that nice pendulum motion, just like a grandfather clock swinging its hands on the way back and on the way through. And if you work with your hanger, it's going to develop you into a great putter. Here's how you use your one putt. The one putt helps you to see where you want the ball to enter. It helps you focus on a spot on the hole. Now, when I'm on the PGA Tour for many years, and you can see this on the tour, a lot of guys, when you go out to watch them on the practice putting green, before they're around, they will be putting for a dime. They'll put down this small little object, and then they'll work on lining up that blade and focus on it. Then they trust their swing and roll it right over the dime. The reason for that is they want to really work on that alignment, getting that face square. Then when they go on the course, they're always going to focus at a spot on the hole to set the blade. Very important. The one putt is going to help you to do that because it fits right over the hole with these brackets. It'll click right in. It takes the 4-inch hole and shrinks it down to 2 inches. And it helps you to focus on where you want the ball to enter. The way to practice with it is to put it in the hole, maybe put a dime on the front part of the lip where you want the ball to go. And then you may want to line up 3 balls about a foot apart. It's a good way to practice it. And then as you come in, you want to get this nice flat putt. And you always want to set the blade first. You'll see this with all the touring pros. They set the blade, and then they stay involved in making their stroke back and through and rolling the ball over a point on the hole into the cup. And the great thing about this is then when you take it off, the hole will look huge, but you still want to focus on a point on the front of the hole where you want the ball to enter. So this is how you use your one putt for straight putts. For breaking putts, here's how we use the one putt. I like to visualize a train going down into a tunnel. Now, that's how you want to conceptualize the ball coming in, breaking in, and going right through the tunnel into the hole. So in your mind, you can just see that ball, and you can see what I've done here is I've put dimes on the green. And this is a great way that you can practice your breaking putts. And then you just want to practice rolling the ball around the outside and then into the hole. And what we do with the one putt, of course we have it propped up with tees, and you can use these indoors or with pencils and practice right in your living room or in your office. But what we do with this on a breaking putt is we put it down in the hole, and of course this would be a straight putt. So now we just turn it to the side, and we want to get it to where we imagine that ball going into the side of the hole. What this is going to teach you to do is to train your brain to focus on where you want the ball to enter, rather than getting fixed on the front part of that cup. The reason people miss putts on the low side is because their eyes look to the closest part and then they putt there. But as you turn this, it will cover up that front lip and help you to focus on where you want the ball to go. So turn it over there, and this is how you work with it. Then you come up to your ball, and now what I'm going to do is try to roll that ball, get the right speed around the outside and roll it into the cup. And is simply taking a simple little stroke. Unbelievable. If you can get the distance and you can get it started correctly, then you're going to become a great putter on these breaking putts. Of course, then when you take it out, now you should still conceptualize where you want the ball to enter, and you want to focus on that point. Don't get drawn by focusing on the front of the cup and missing it on the low side. So this is how you use your putts, your one putt for breaking putts. Of course, you can go from the other side. You're going to have a lot of fun using your one putt. Jack and Jenna and I hope that you enjoyed the teaching and that you're going to take your training tools out and use them effectively to build your swing. Now take your time with them and be sure you get them adjusted right. Build those feelings, work with your parents or your teachers, and you're going to really enjoy the game. This is going to teach you the feelings that you need to get that power in every one of your shots. Remember to follow the safety rules, and when you go on the tee, remember to take the training tools, put them on correctly, and then use them maybe 5 little practice swings, and then play your shots. Play 5 shots. That way you're going to build those feelings to give you that nice solid golf game. Thanks again for watching the video, and have a great time playing golf.